What's up, AgencyGo fam? So if you are on my Twitter right now and you're engaging with this this giveaway that we're doing to show you guys my scripts, then all you have to do is just fill out your information on the form on this page. And then once you've done this, you should be taken to the page you're on right now. And then when you're here, you're going to be able to see the step-by-step tutorial I'm going to walk you through right now of how to actually utilize some of these scripts, right? I also have a separate video on YouTube. If you want to watch that, you can check that out too. But this is going to be a little more hands-on, a little more custom for the specific situation that you guys are in right now. And if you don't get this for any reason, just let me know inside Twitter and I will help you guys access the form. I want to make sure as many of you guys get this as possible. So basically, this is the email you'll be getting, and then you click here to access, and you'll be taken to this folder right here. And this is something we're always updating. So we're updating it on a regular basis. And basically, these scripts have helped my agency, Twiz, be able to grow and scale. Last year, we did 1.7 million in revenue. This year, we'll do probably about like $2 to $3 million in revenue. And yeah, these scripts they're money. They work really well. And I hope that they help your agency grow and scale as well. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of different kinds of scripts, like the cold calling scripts, email copy scripts, video analysis script. I'm just going to highlight a couple of them for you right here and now. But you can go into all of those and use them. And they're actually being used from our team internally to help grow and get more deals. And so what I want to talk about more so is just the concept of lead generation and how to best use these scripts to get more leads in general. So first and foremost, you need a really good offer. I typically experiment with a bunch of different types of offers, which is why there's so many different variations of scripts, even different kinds of scripts for for the same channel, right? Like we might have a couple different offers for email, for instance, right? Might be the exact same thing, but for right now, what we're doing with AgencyGo and Twiz, which if you don't know AgencyGo is, it's a membership that allows you to generate more revenue from referrals guaranteed. If you want to sign up, all you got to do is just go to grow.agencygo.io and you can sign up, get more information here as well about everything. But the idea is that being able to grow this, the offer that's working for us right now is partnering with people because we have a genuinely good, authentic offer. And that's what I want you guys to think about throughout this entire video. What is something you can give away that actually is genuinely good and authentic? So right now for us, one of the biggest things is we actually, like my agency is the fulfillment side of this website for only a couple different services. So this is the old website we used to have. And as you can see, there's only SEO, LinkedIn lead gen, paid advertising, etc. But really, this new website, the idea is that we actually do get way too many leads and I need to send them to agencies constantly who are looking for these. So it's actually a legit thing that I have too many leads and I need to send them to people. So it's really easy for me to book meetings because I've workshopped this offer so many times and I've realized that the best thing to say to people is, hey, we have free leads. Do you want them? Or because sometimes they're not free leads, but hey, we have a lot of leads. I'm looking for a partner, which is true. And I'd love to partner with you. So when you're going into any of this, right, when you're going through my scripts here and you're trying to determine the best kind of offer to give people or stuff like that, just remember you have to have something good and authentic, which means you might have to experiment with it like 3 or 4 times to find something that actually works. But for us, the one that worked really well is this. The other one that works really well is a podcast offer. So if you haven't hopped onto our AgencyGo like podcast yet, you don't have to, but it's a good example of kind of how to go about this process. So what I typically do is I have a sales cast. And what a sales cast is it's basically like a podcast, but you basically have your form where at the end of it, let me show you here. Let me go pull it up inside our Calendly. So as you can see here, like I basically have a question at the end that says, at the end of the call, are you interested in hearing how you become a verified AgencyGo partner and join 400 plus other agencies? It'll take 15 minutes. This is so much better for getting leads because one, if you act like your sales calls could go viral, which is awesome. Like your normal sales calls cannot go viral. So if you can make your sales calls go viral by having a podcast interview that literally gets 1,000 listens at some point, that's huge, right? So you have them do this and then they'll say, and the thing is, even if they say, no, I'm not interested, you can say, hey, I noticed you said no. Do you mind if I ask why, right? And because you've already given them so much value by giving them free publicity, they're probably going to trust you more and they're probably going to want to talk to you. So that's another form of an offer you can make when you're making these scripts is give them some free value. Now, the other thing here is this is another way to give value. So I've shared this quite a bit. This is a client that I closed through SEO analysis, and all the data in this video is public. It's not like it's private data. It's all public data. This is before I actually started working with them as a client. We've worked with them for years now, but this data is public. You can find it on Ahrefs and all this stuff. But anyways, I made a video, and this video basically breaks down like all of their SEO data, how they're doing their in their website. They're doing really well, actually, even before we started working with them, but like ways that we could help them improve. And so one of the scripts that I have inside this here is actually very simple. And this is just one. There's another one that's more complex, but this is one that's like very simple. And it's the video analysis email. This is from, a year and a half ago, or almost a year ago now. But it's simple. All I would say is, hey, we have a free marketing analysis that we made for you. Would you like to see it? Like, this actually carried me and my agency so much in the last like 4.5 years, just making these SEO analyses, sending them to people, and then just giving a lot of value. And again, this is why, because the offer is really good. It's the reason AgencyGo is growing so much right now, because the offer is really good. You have to keep testing stuff until you get a really good offer for your agency. Another script is a cold calling script that we use. And when we're calling, we expect that about 1.5 out of every 100 people that you call is going to book. Now, this is more for like traditional agency service. When I do cold calling for AgencyGo, I actually switch it up based on the person I'm talking to. So like, let's say you're talking to the receptionist. Receptionists are going to most likely just tell you no in almost every situation. But if you have them on a podcast and you say, hey, I wanted to call Frank because I wanted to get him on a podcast, that receptionist most likely is going to put you through to the person because they're getting free publicity. Like, the offer is really good. And then that way you can have on the back end a question for that person once they've agreed to be on an interview, and this hits them at the very end, right? So that's another way. And again, it's because the offer is really good. So you have to have something that makes a really good offer. And the cold calling script I use a lot, because one thing that I've realized just from time to time that's really important, cold calling works way better than people think. Like, a lot of people not cold calling, but the thing is, cold calling is one of the best ways to collect data. I usually do now sort of hold off on that, and I focus more on social media first. And then after social, then I'll go into like cold calling and stuff. But really the idea is just having a genuine conversation. It's like, it doesn't have to be cold calling if you have actually something good to offer, right? Because you could just be like, hey, by the way, like, I'm doing 20 podcast interviews this month. We have, like, for us, we have over 1,500 streams a month. I don't know how many people. It's probably like maybe 1,000 people, I would say. Most of them are agencies. So a lot of these agencies want to get in front of other agencies, especially for like partnerships or white labeling and stuff. So the thing is, it's like, it's not a bad offer. So it's not a sales call. You're just telling them information, right? And so same thing here. Like, I'm giving you guys something of value, and then in exchange for something free, which is your contact info, and which, by the way, I'm not like, I really don't want to be a spammy person. So if for any reason you don't like any of our approaches to follow up or anything like that, just let me know, because ultimately what I'm trying to do, we have a weekly newsletter, and I want to share with you guys information through that newsletter and stuff. But if that's too much, just let me know and we'll change it, right? I don't want to be a nuisance. But the point is, like, I'm giving something for free to you guys, and that's what's helping you book more meetings. The same thing has to happen for yourselves. And if you want to actually get more sort of like in detail with some of the actual stuff that we have here in terms of lead gen scripts, we actually have all the lead gen scripts inside the application. So if you're actually looking to do more prospecting, you actually can send all your emails out through the app and find different lead gen scripts. And again, if you want to sign up, all you have to do is go to grow.agencygo.io. It's a $97 per month, 30-day money-back guarantee. You can sign up now. You can hit us up and you can ask us questions before sign up. Doesn't matter either way, but that's another way you can use these scripts throughout the entire process. One of the other things I want to show you guys, and this has sort of like changed my mind a lot around it. So let's say you already have a really good offer, like I've talked about a lot. The other thing you're going to want is you're going to want to have sources coming in from everywhere on different channels. So for us, because we just have so many different channels that we're on, like Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, podcasts, LinkedIn, TikTok, whatever, we're getting a lot of really good sort of inbound. And it's because the offer is evergreen. The offer doesn't go anywhere, right? The offer stays the same no matter where we're at, right? And there's typically 4 different like big pain points that people have, especially like the agencies I work with. The big pain points tend to be, and by the way, this is last month. We're actually trending. Part of the reason for the tweet is we're actually trending way higher than this right now. I think we'll probably hit like 200 this month, probably. So we have certain days where we're getting like 14 to 20 or like 22 meetings booked in a day. It's honestly crazy. But the point is that like this is because the offer is evergreen, right? So the couple different things that work well. So I'll actually show you, pull up an email. This is part of the newsletter I was talking about. So like this is the one you'll be sent to just for signing up this. So that's what I'm using this data for. That's why I want you guys to subscribe when I get your information, because I want to be able to send you this stuff, right? But basically, I have some of my examples here. So like the lead gen scripts, this is one, and it's evergreen, meaning like this training that you're watching right now is an updated version of the old training that I had, because it's still a need. And I still keep adding new stuff to the lead gen scripts. Like everyone still keeps getting them. So it's not like your pitch will change, like the copy, because you don't want to just say the same thing over and over again, but the actual like tweet or the landing page will probably stay the same. You're just changing like the innards of the offer, right? So like, for instance, you're going to be changing like the webinar like this. You'll change that for people. You change the copy, right? But the actual pitch is exactly the same, because you find the things that people want. So people really want lead gen scripts. They want to learn how to build a passive agency. They want to learn how to build a sales team. They want to learn how to build a remote team. So because of all this, I have all this for people, and it's easier for them to grow and scale, and I make it evergreen, right? Because I have identified the 4 areas that people really want to know more information about, like painfully want to know more information to help them grow their agency. And so until you find that, it's going to be very difficult to keep a calendar full like this. And so not all of these are sales meetings. So all of these little skinny ones, these are sales meetings for 2 of my sales reps. Is how I keep my sales reps busy. So like I said, we're having like almost anywhere from 170 to 200 meetings this month. Is probably where it's going to end up. But like, it keeps my team busy, right? It keeps my team super busy, right? So that's the key. And then the other thing I want to say is like part of the offer is that you have different kinds of offers. And if you want to scale this within your team, I recommend using Calendly. And then we have AgencyGo partnership call, and we also have a free agency audit. Those 2 things are like the main event types that we use for getting people on call. And again, if you're just like offering free stuff, why would they care? You're not being spammy. It's just like really natural. It's like, do you want us to show you? Like we've done over 4,000 audits now, right? In my business. That's an estimate, by the way. I don't have the exact number, but I'm just taking the average amount of meetings multiplied by the amount of time we've been in business. Like that's pretty much around there. It's probably above that, but like that's one thing that's valuable. Partnership call is also valuable because we actually have to give these leads to someone because we get so many. So like this is a real offer. So you have to find the 2 different ones. And then again, we also have other offers like this one when I'm talking about like the how to scale an agency interview. It might not be the most forward facing because I don't want to book an interview with every single person, but like it's another offer I can use to get into bigger companies, right? So that's essentially the main things. And again, guys, I really hope that you enjoy this, that you find value and everything that I'm laying down for you. And if you have any questions about the scripts, how to get access to them, if you don't get access to them, just let me know. I want to make sure you guys all get access to these scripts. I want to be as transparent as possible with our process. You're basically going to be added to our weekly newsletter. And then we might contact you about partnering. That would be kind of fun too. Or even if we have an offer for like an audit, right? That's something we might contact you about. But again, at the end of the day, these offers are evergreen. They work, right? And once you find them, you just rotate them with different pitches and different content and different materials. If you don't have different materials and if you're actually not making them evergreen, people will get upset. So you want to make sure, like in this case, like I said, this is a new webinar. This is a new training. These are new. Some of these are new scripts in here from before. We're actually updating this database as we go, and it's going to continue to get larger and larger over time. And that really is where the money is for growing any kind of business. And your offer is going to be different depending on what kind of business you're in, right? And if you're an agency, then you can use these right away and they're going to work. They're going to work for you, right? So again, guys, AgencyGo fam, I really appreciate you guys, all the love, sharing and retweeting and commenting and stuff like that. If you guys want anything else from me, just let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. And I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much.